Hello everyone. I'm going to be teaching how to use Avia navigation today. The objective is to learn how to use our ground-based navigate, our VOR. Um, and there are other ground-based navigates, but this will be the first one, most likely, you'll be learning how to use. And it's very, very beneficial. It's vital for learning how to fly on cross countries. Um, and in flying instrument meteorological conditions or IMC. It gives you a specific course. It's more efficient in that because it's less time and less correction and more assurance of direction. It's more efficient in that regards too. As always, we want to remember where we are ultimately heading, to where we're really going by learning this. This is really just another step in the direction ultimately of heaven. So, from the Book of Wisdom, here is a verse, and quote, "Therefore they received a burning pillar of fire for a guide of the way which they knew not, and thou gavest them a harmless son of good entertainment." Haydock, Reverend Haydock, comments on this verse, and he says that therefore is implying instead of those things, thou it is darkness and complaints or sin, God led the people into triumph. That would be victory over sin, virtue, heaven. A harmless son is referring to a light that should not hurt them, but that should be an agreeable guest to them. So one that would not burn nor tire them, but refresh and comfort them. That would be God, the light of God, light of grace. Or the desert should receive them where they should be provided with food. That desert would really be earth. And God is supporting us even now. So what are VORs? So VORs were originally developed in the 1930s. They were used for more precise navigation as opposed to their uh, Navaid predecessors, which were not as precise. Um, it, it's a ground-based Navaid system that sends out 360 radios from the Navaid station to navigate to or from, and the each radial is based on 1 degree specific to the magnetic compass. So they're all corresponding to each radial corresponds to 1 degree. um, it's very useful when pilotage cannot be used, when you cannot use visual references, but it's also useful in conjunction with pilotage. This can really help improve um, flight and also maybe even your pilotage skills or whatnot, or maybe your VOR skills, right? Using one and not the other, relying on one more than the other, or what have you. The basic way of using a VOR is you're going to tune in to the VOR frequency, your Navid frequency. You're going to tune into that, and you're going to the uh, ID the frequency based off of the Morse code. And if you're using a nav, say you have multiple nav aids or nav frequencies in your plane, you're going to use the nav one, the CDI one. So you're going to use the nav one and the CDI one. You're going to tune. Um, Right, so you already tuned and ID'd it. So you're going to select the course you want to fly with your OBS knob. You're going to turn that OBS knob. You're going to select your course. And depending on where you are, if you, in this instance, let's say you center up the OBS so that there's no deflection on the course between you and the station, um, that can sort of help you determine where you are if you're um, right. So if it starts, say you're flying north and it's off to the east, the navigate's off to the east, and if you keep flying north, that course is going to start deflecting to the right. So if you want to turn back east, and really more of a southeast, so you can intercept it. Then it'll start to center up again. Or you can also just the um, turn the OBS to recenter on your new course back to the station. Um, if it's like I said, if it's different, it'll the course will deflect, and that can help. And then you want to intercept that course that's deflected, to get back on it. Um, Also, the heading will probably be different from your course based off of wind correction as well. Um, and also, if you want to fly to or from, there will be a flag that appears to or from if you're flying a specific course, so that you're not thrown off. Here's a good example. So in this instance, the plane's flying course 050 to the station. Um, but in relation to the station, right? If you look at it from the station's perspective, the plane is at a course of 230. So it's flying a course of 230 inbound or on the 230 radial to the station, or it's on 230 from the station, and its course would be the 050 bearing to the station. So this is what a deflection would look like. Um, 3 dot deflection would be 6 degrees off, and down here is no dot deflection. That would be centered up right on the station. So that's basically some summary of how to fly the VORs. So here are my references. Thanks, guys.